Hey everybody, Bohus here, the casual expert speaking for Fotodioxpro.com. Photokina 2016 is winding down, and so this is our wrap-up video to let you know some of the stuff we got to see. Tons of photo and tons of video here. I didn't actually expect there to be that much kind of cinema and video-oriented stuff, but there was a lot. And it's exactly what you kind of expect. Lots of fancy cameras, bizarre model shots, kind of a nutty carnival atmosphere going on, and of course, a giant bratwurst on a tiny plate. One interesting opinion we kept hearing again and again in the booth was that Sony is just eating everybody's lunch in the camera world. Now, obviously, everybody else was here, you know. Canon had a giant booth, Nikon was here, Fuji was here, Panasonic was here, Olympus was here. I mean, everybody was here. And we did notice some of the features getting kind of advanced a little more quickly than they have over the last few years. So maybe Sony is lighting a fire under the butts of the big guys. But definitely, if you're in the market for a camera, you have lots and lots of options, lots of choices, and lots of that stuff is more affordable than ever. The other bit of scuttlebutt we heard, and we've heard this at lots of shows, is this idea that cell phones are just taking over. Cell phones are taking over photography, and professional photographers are kind of having a hard time competing with people with their cell phones. And yeah, that's true. It just means that really your skills have to shine. It's less about your gear and more about the kinds of visions and memories you're able to capture with your lens, whether you're shooting video or if you're shooting still photography. That is a topic that came up again and again in our booth. We chewed the fat, and we have no answer for you, just to say that, yeah, it's on everybody's mind. Although that reminds me of one very cool product from DxO. You might know them from their kind of well-established lens testing standards you'll see around. But they've developed a standalone camera. Well, I say standalone. It's a tiny little camera module that plugs into an iPhone. But it can't work as a standalone camera. And you might ask, well, the iPhone is such a great camera, why do you need an add-on? Well, DxO has done lots of work in the cell phone industry to create the cameras that all of us use. So they figured, hey, if we had a little more space, what could we pull off? And so they have a beautiful camera with multiple lens groups, and so you can get real photo-looking work, like dramatic, shallow depth of field. That kind of blew me away. I'm an Android man myself. I wish they had something for Android, but the camera works entirely via Wi-Fi. So I've got to think that, well, I shouldn't say that. It plugs directly into your phone, so it's like a one-piece affair. You can use it as the ultimate selfie camera as well, if you want the highest quality selfies there are. But you can also use it untethered from the camera for various things. And actually gave us a few ideas of things we could possibly develop for this camera to use in a variety of kind of unusual mounting situations, but more news on that as it comes. You know, on one side we had very, very tiny. On the other side, Fuji made a lot of noise with their medium format cameras. This is a medium format sensor, but it's about the size of a DSLR. I only had time to take a quick look, but what they showed was gorgeous. And so, obviously it comes at a price. Not a bad one, not a bad one. So if you are looking to get back into kind of medium format, maybe you're a medium format film shooter, Fuji's got some plans for you, and it's worth checking out to see if that package is right for you. Canon was showing off new cameras, including their M5, which is the sequel to the EOS M. And if you've watched the channel, you know I really love my little EOS M. And the EOS M has grown up a bunch with the M5. It really is like a full-size DSLR kind of miniature. We have tons of adapters and stuff for EOS M, so we're going to see if we can't get our hands on one of those cameras and kind of put it through its paces, because they say, you know, it's compatible with 80 lenses if you use Canon's own adapter. Well, we can do a lot better than that with all the adapters that we have for EOS M. Canon was also showing off this completely crazy-ass 8K video camera. And as you look at the back, yes, that is 4 digital recorders that are working in parallel to record 8K data. Oh my lord. Now, obviously, not a super practical solution for many of us, but very cool to see that they are advancing that area of video and cinematography with a camera that's the size of like a 12-year-old child. Sigma was showing off some new Cine lenses. It's actually their first entree into the Cine lens world. They are beautiful. I don't have any cine lenses myself, and I was looking with hunger at their cinema lenses. They're beautiful, they look very pro, and the speed, the light sensitivity is crazy. They had a 50 mil with like a T1.5, which is virtually unheard of in a lens that you could possibly afford. So Sigma's doing cool work in that area. Now, a few days ago, I did post an update about the GoPro 5. You know that I'm a big GoPro fan. There are new cameras, there's the drone, the gimbal. Actually, the drone and gimbal are a single kit. Their idea is that you buy the drone and its backpack, and you carry that around wherever you're going. So you can either do a drone shot or sort of yank out the gimbal head of the drone and use that as a handheld. You can even attach it to the backpack as you're walking around. It may be the first really consumer-ready drone. Other drones really required some level of practice and expertise to get good results. And if it's GoPro, I'm pretty sure you can expect really good performance out of a rugged package that's easy to use. I checked out some of the GoPro third-party stuff, including RemoView. That's actually a product I use. It's a little kind of wristwatch-looking thing where you can plug in GoPro's own LCD backpack. So the LCD screen that would normally clip on the back of the camera, you can put on your wrist, connect through Wi-Fi, and then control the camera through that. I just find sometimes that when the camera is way up high, like I've got it on a crane, or just like in a tree or something like that, having the screen closer by is nice, and having it on your wrist means you can always be sure that the camera is running and doing all the things that you want. And RemoView had a bunch of other cool stuff too. Lume Cube is a tiny cube that puts out an impossibly huge light. There's just an LED in there with a Fresnel, and it is punching out so much light. It's small and light enough to put it on a drone, or you can mount it. You can take it underwater with you, mount it on your GoPro. It's an amazing thing, and it's controlled by Bluetooth. I'm definitely going to have to play with some of those. Nice to see Polaroid, Fuji Instax, and the Impossible Project here. They're all doing, instant print, analog kind of photography right out of the camera. Although Polaroid has a bunch of other stuff that I can't really call analog. Anyway, it's printing right there while you're shooting. Lots of Photokina is devoted to, big printing. You're printing your wedding book or, a giant canvas print of a photo. And those are great for, occasions. But for everyday prints that are fun, these little guys are still great. And of course, they're fighting a really hard battle because everything is instant today. You used to use Polaroid because you wanted a shot right now. Obviously, your cell phone does that all the time. But being able to walk away with the shot is pretty sweet. Also, lots of photo booths here where you sneak in and take some pictures. I goofed around in one that looked like a VW bus. My favorite was the manga booth, which you'd actually step in and it would place you into the pages of like a Japanese manga comic book, and you had a lot of choices there of what to do. I hate to admit just how fun that was. Now, because photography is becoming kind of a lifestyle choice almost, especially serious photography where you have a lot of gear, we did see a lot of customizing stuff around, things to show off that you're a photographer, things to pimp your camera. This company was actually decorating cameras to give them custom paint jobs so they look really slick. And of course, since this is Germany, yes, you can get a chocolate camera. And I've carried on with my old tradition. Last day of the show, I always wear my orange chucks. Okay, that is my sum up of Photokina 2016. This was my first time at Photokina and in Germany, and both were tremendous. I didn't know what to expect, and it was a surprise around every corner. Thanks for following us on Facebook and YouTube, and if you've got any other questions that I can answer for you, just comment down below this video, and I'll do my best to get back to you once I catch up on some sleep. My name's Bohus. Thanks for watching.